work yesterday, and the general feeling from what I've heard is that the domestic freight industry is not in a good way at the moment. We've heard of some big companies doing some quite sort of dramatic layoffs, and if you look back to this sort of time, even last year, probably more so the year before, the demand for drivers was outstripping supply. Well, now it's gone the other way, so there's definitely not as much stuff being moved around as there was. How bad it's going to get, who knows? The trouble is that everyone's got everything. You know, everyone wants more, but realistically, everyone's got everything. Everyone's got a mobile phone, everyone's got telly, everyone's got a tablet. You know, pretty much everyone's got somewhere to live. The migration problem's gonna probably escalate the housing crisis a bit, so not everyone's got somewhere to live, but we'll see. It's a shame they can't, like, if these migrants are going to come here, like, why don't they put them to work? But the problem is I don't believe there's going to be the work. You know, people said, oh well, all the Polish went home and the Lithuanians started to follow because it's more economical for them to be in their own countries at the moment. I mean, the pound's still fairly weak. It's getting a little bit stronger today, but yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in this industry, because we supply drivers, like relief drivers, so we're the first to take the losses. But then I've been in this industry in and out for, like, I don't know, 30 odd years, something like that. And before, talking about the late 90s, we'd sort of had that 89 onwards recession for several years. And then what happened in the late 90s, a lot of the transport companies started trimming their staff down, and they were using us a lot then because they had the flexibility. Like, if they didn't have a spare lorry off on Monday and they were using us, then, well, they just wouldn't book us. But that turned out that as they let so many people go, they become to rely on us more. I mean, we even had customers that would like, literally, their accounting people would come down to the transport manager and say, how many lorries have we got out on Monday? And say this firm had, I don't know, 12, 15 lorries, and it was like 2 o'clock on a Friday. All the planning for the Monday hadn't been done yet, but the accountants would say, well, right, let 2 of the drivers go. If you've only got 10 of the 30 now, let 3 drivers go. And then, of course, like, the planners would still be planning, and then about 5:30 they'd be ringing me up and saying, look, can you hire the chaps we've let go and put them back on the lorries they were on anyway? So we would end up employing people they'd just let go, of course charging them double what they were paying. You know, that's quite crazy in the late 90s. And like, where they'd let so many people go, there was a gap in the market. You know, a lot of people, we'd supply a lot of people. I don't know whether it worked out well for the companies or not. I don't think it did, really. But if that is the way it's going, I mean, we've got farming customers that have let people go, people that have had for years, like 20, 25 years, and now they've been made redundant because, like, farming changed dramatically after COVID. Not really in a good way. Like obviously the price of the inputs and that went up astronomically, and it was an easy season as well. 2022. It was an easy season, especially for the farmer. You know, everything came on early and the weather was fine. You know, you kind of rely on, especially in what I do, you rely on bad weather. That's sort of where you get your premium, because it drags out and, you know, you get lots of hours in for your blokes. So that's yeah, that's one of the things that happened. And I've just heard on the radio that the supermarkets are restricting the purchase on some fruit and vegetables, like namely lettuce, cucumber and tomatoes, because there's been a cold snap in southern Spain where a lot of this stuff comes from. Well, I don't know whether I trust the supermarkets anymore. They seem to be able to generate a crisis and a shortage just by announcing something like that. Oh, we're going to only let people take 3 items at a time. Like, who goes in the supermarket and buys 3 cucumbers? Like, now they're going to encourage people to do that. You know, I mean, you can live without cucumber. I admit it's nice and that, but lettuce, you know, oh, you can only take 3. Well, who in their right mind buys 3 at a time? I suppose if you've got a really massive family, you might get through 3 in a week or something. But I mean, it doesn't keep the best, especially the way it's packaged nowadays in plastic. You know, it keeps the moisture in it, and that's what helps it to rot. This road's, maybe shouldn't say that, but this road's flowing really nicely tonight. Might even actually get somewhere early. Some of those cars, their lights are so bright nowadays. I don't know whether they got some special bulbs or something, or whether they're driving along with a head beam on. Some of them, they look like they've got the head beam on, and you give them a bit of a flash on the opposite carriageway, and then they put their full beam on and it's even brighter. So I don't know, someone can tell me what is going on with those lights. But yeah, the supermarkets, they're alright, they've had it off. They're charging top rates for potatoes and then paying appalling rates to the producers. You know, and how can you survive if your products aren't going to make enough money to pay for their input costs? I know fuel's come down a bit. I see petrol's below 150, but diesel should be below 150. You know, it's cheaper to produce. They're on about phasing it out. I don't know where it's all going to go. How are we going to have all electric vehicles by 2030? And even if we did, how on earth are they going to generate enough electricity to power everything? It seems crazy. You know, I suppose the only hope would be hydrogen vehicles, unless they can make little, really miniature nuclear powered vehicles with some kind of nuclear fusion to power you along. Hopefully we're going to go over the bridge, and I'll see whether I can do a film of that then.